For the first time, Pope Leo is making public comments about gun violence. It follows last week's shooting at Annunciation Catholic School and Church in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which killed 2 children and injured 18 others. The world's first U.S. Pope denounced the attack during his weekly public prayer at St. Peter's Square.
Our prayers for the victims of the tragic shooting during a school mass in the American state of Minnesota. We include in our prayers the countless children killed and injured every day around the world. Let us plead God to stop the pandemic of arms, large and small, which infects our world.
Joining us now is Father Edward Beck. He's a Roman Catholic priest and CNN religion contributor. Father Beck, great to see you as always. What is the significance of the Pope's words?
Well, again, Pope Francis, Boris, spoke out about guns and these kind of assault weapons. But this is the first time an American Pope, because he's the first American Pope, has spoken about this. And of course, for those of us in the United States who realize the seriousness of this issue, it's important that the Pope, who is American, understands it, names it directly. I mean, he began the Angelus by talking in Italian. But when he switched to talking about the school in Minneapolis, he switched to English. So it was very clear this was an American talking about a distinctly American problem in how large the number of these mass shootings are in our country. So I just think it's really important that the leader of a worldwide Catholic Church weighed in on this issue, and he talked about it directly with regard to weapons.
Yeah, as you noted, Pope Leo spoke about this in that portion in English, saying that prayers for the victims of the tragic shooting during a school mass in the American state of Minnesota and the countless children who are killed and injured every day should be top of mind. I wonder how you think American Catholics specifically should be hearing this.
Well, I think they should be listening to him. You know, the bishops in this country at one time spoke very vociferously about this issue, like in the 90s. And when in 1994 we had the assault weapons ban, the bishops praised that ban. And we had that, of course, in place in this country for 10 years until 2004 when it expired. And when it expired, these mass shootings again began to rise. So it doesn't take a rocket science to see that there is a direct correlation between mass shootings and the access to these assault weapons. And so I think American Catholics have to hear what the leader of the church is saying now, what Pope Francis said, what bishops have said quite strongly in the past, a few of them even this time, and take heed to it, that they have to work for legislation and encourage their legislators to work for sensible gun control.
I also wonder...
It's a life issue, Boris. You know, we speak a lot about abortion and other life issues, but this is a life issue. And some bishops put this forward, the Pope is putting it forward, and I think Catholics in general have to put it forward.
I wonder, Father Beck, what you make of the debate over the phrase thoughts and prayers, in part because it was Vice President J.D. Vance, who is a vocal Catholic and met with the Pope in May, hand-delivering a letter from President Trump, who took offense to something that was said by Jacob Frey, the mayor of Minneapolis, who argued that thoughts and prayers were not enough. He seemed to express some offense at the idea that prayer wasn't sufficient. I wonder how you think he hears this in particular.
I understood what the mayor was saying and what he was feeling, because it seems like that phrase has become equated with inaction. I never think of thoughts and prayers as inaction. I think thoughts and prayers must lead to action. I don't think we work to change something if we haven't contemplated it, if we haven't really thought about it and prayed about it and felt in compassion of solidarity with those families affected by this, by those children killed. If we don't think about it and pray about them, I don't think any change occurs. So I think they go hand in hand. You know, the gospel says prayer is not enough. It's prayer and action. To pray for somebody not do anything, is useless. So I wouldn't discount thoughts and prayers, but I think they have to lead them to some kind of action.
Father, I also want to ask you about Pope Leo's meeting today with Jesuit priest and LGBTQ advocate James Martin. Martin on X said that he was moved to hear the same message I heard from Pope Francis on LGBTQ Catholics, which is one of openness and welcome. I found Pope Leo to be serene, joyful, and encouraging. For me, it was a deeply consoling meeting. What's your reaction?
I think it's great that once again we have a pope who is welcoming all in the faith community, including LGBTQ people. And I think Father Martin has done a great deal of work in this area. He knows it well. He's written about it. He met with Pope Francis a few times about this issue. And the fact that Pope Leo has received him and embraced what Father Martin came to talk to him about, I think is a positive sign that the church continues to move forward as a welcoming community, as one who recognizes we are all God's children, and that there's a place for everyone within this community. And so I was encouraged, actually, by what I read and what I saw today.
So Pope Leo's predecessor, obviously Pope Francis, issued a decree in 2023 formally permitting Roman Catholic priests to bless same-sex couples. Pope Leo, though, hasn't publicly commented on it. Do you think he eventually will?
I don't know if he needs to, since it's already been approved by a previous pope. The only way he would need to opine on it is if in some way he was retracting that ability to bless, same-sex couples or people in same-sex relationships. So I think that his openness and how he receives people and how he talks about this particular issue is going to say enough. I don't think he necessarily has to speak about the blessings. I think if he allows them to continue, that's comment enough.
Father Edward Beck, thank you so much for joining us, and happy Labor Day.
Thank you, Boris. Same to you.
Of course.